Camera bags. Kind of an obsession of mine. I've done a ton of reviews on this channel. The first time I ever was actually able to collaborate with a brand to get a product sent to me to review was for a bag review. Thank you, think tank. So there are obviously tons of awesome bags out there for all sizes, budgets, and styles, but after all of these years reviewing bags, which bag or bags have I stuck with the most in real day-to-day use?
Well, this is still here. This is the Peak Design Everyday Backpack. I don't actually use it all that much recently because I don't carry all this much most of the time. And if I do, it's usually because I'm going to a bigger job and I'll be bringing more than this anyway. Otherwise, I'll just use a smaller messenger bag. But for what it is, I absolutely love this bag. If I'm going on vacation or even just a day trip with my family, this is usually the bag that I'll go to. Speaking of messenger bags, this is the Trooper M from Wotancraft, and it's the bag that I just keep coming back to time and time again over the years since I've reviewed it. I've used bigger bags, I've used bags with more organization, but I just keep coming back to this one. I mean, it's really comfortable, it's extremely durable, and it actually holds a lot more than it looks like it can.
So, when Wotancraft reached out to me to ask if I wanted to review their newest bag, the Pilot, I was literally jumping at the chance. And this is it. This is the Pilot M, or 10 liter. At first glance, it's really similar to the Trooper, but it's also a totally different beast. And today I want to focus on this new bag and show you what it's got to offer and how it differs from my old reliable Trooper. Will it take its place as my day-to-day carry? Well, let's get into it. Hey, what's up? I'm Scott and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more no-nonsense reviews and tutorials. So first off, these bags do both come in a couple different sizes, and there are different accessories available as well, which we will touch on in this video, but I would consider that these two, the Pilot 10L and the Trooper M, to be pretty much the same as far as the main compartment size. And with that, the new Pilot is actually a bit cheaper at under $200 for the 10L, which I have here, while the Trooper M is about $250. Looking at the small details of the new Pilot, it is easy to understand where they cut cost and why it's a bit cheaper, but that doesn't mean that the Pilot is bad quality whatsoever, and I think it actually gives even more versatility and modularity overall. The main differences that you'll see right off the bat are the obvious lack of leather on the bottom and around the bag on the Pilot like you do have with the Trooper, as well as the material that the strap is made of and how it connects to the bag. Now, that leather on the bottom of the Trooper did help a bit for durability when you're putting it down outdoors, but the Pilot now has some straps down there which you could use to carry a tripod or something like that. It's honestly not my favorite way to carry one because it does make it a little bit awkward to put the bag down, but they are there if you need them, and those straps are also removable, and I hate when things are not removable, so good job. Now, the hook to close the bag is a little bit less elegant feeling than the leather straps that you get on the Trooper, but it actually makes it easier to expand the size of the bag for taller cameras or lenses. And if I had to say, I think that the new hook design would also make it a little bit trickier for someone to get into your bag without you noticing and steal something while you're wearing it, of course. It just takes a little bit more effort to unhook. The new shoulder strap is a totally different material than the Trooper, but it's still very comfortable, and the new material under that shoulder pad is very, very grippy. It slides off my shoulder far less than the Trooper does. That strap now connects to the bag with what they call Duraflex snap hooks instead of metal hooks like on the Trooper, but that also means that this is quieter and overall the bag is lighter. Plus, they are still removable and they do spin freely, which for me personally is a must because I hate picking up shoulder bags and having to straighten out the straps before I put them on my shoulder, so these spinning freely is a big deal. The bag itself is made of a very rugged feeling Cordura material, and I absolutely love it. It has some character to it, and I know it will age nicely even with some wear and tear, especially with some wear and tear. But it is also water resistant. However, I would still be careful in the rain despite the folding flap design. I do think that some water could still get into the top corner openings if you're not careful. There are two more major differences on the outside of the bags. One is the design on the front and the other is the sides. The original Trooper had zipper pockets that were impossibly deep on either side, and I've used these a lot. I throw memory card cases, small pocket cameras, blowers, batteries, and just tons of other stuff in these pockets, and they just disappear into the bag. The new Pilot now has more traditional pockets on either side with elastic tops, and I honestly have mixed feelings on that. They're a little bit too tight for me, especially when the inside of the bag is packed tight. Certain water bottles can fit, but others can't. They still work for little things like batteries, mini tripods, and all that, but I don't need an open-topped pocket for that. The original hidden zipper pocket design worked fine, and to me these pockets design screams put a drink in me, but it can sometimes be a struggle. Anyway, more on that in a second. The other difference is the front of the bag, and this is kind of huge. The Trooper has a kind of double pocket in the middle between the two straps. Again, surprisingly expandable, and the other flatter pocket is where I keep things like microfiber cloths, a color checker passport, or sometimes lens caps. Now, the Pilot is very different. Originally, it looks like there are no pockets out here, just a big zippered section, which we will get into in a second. But on either side of the single strap, you do have these vertical loop straps, which let you add on to this bag, meaning it's very modular, and I love that. But before that, check this out. I literally did not even find this myself until like a week after I had been using the bag. It blew my mind. Hidden under this front section is another pocket. Now, aside from the fact that you could easily tuck cables or something away in this open space if you needed to, there's a double-sided zipper mesh pocket under this, so you can access it from either side, and it's super hidden. You could easily slide lens filter cases, tools, or things like that in here, but for example, if you're traveling, this could be a great place to keep your passport, your tickets. Just seriously, I mean, it was a secret from me even after using this bag for like a week, and that's not a lie. A little embarrassed. Anyway, the zipper running across the front of the bag opens to another pocket which goes in front of that little section we just talked about, and inside of that you've got two good-sized meshed pockets and of course the entire open space of the front of the bag. I've personally been keeping batteries, memory cards, lens caps, and other odds and ends in here myself, but it is fairly spacious. There's super high quality zippers here too, by the way, as well as on the back of the bag for yet one more pocket, together with, of course, the strap for sliding this on top of the handle of a suitcase. Anyway, back to those loop straps on the front. They have these two add-on modules which can actually be used even by themselves with shoulder straps that they do come with. But there are these simple pinch type clips on the back which let you slide these through the loops on the bag and clip them down, adding even more storage to an already very versatile bag as we've seen. And also, if you are wondering, these clips are completely removable as well if you're using these add-ons by themselves with those shoulder straps. Again, props for making all of these little extras removable for people who don't need them. So one of these add-ons which I have here seems to be designed specifically for a water bottle. So those smaller pockets we talked about on the side of the bag become a bit more acceptable. You can of course use this for anything you want, but for general storage I found that the other module which I have here is a bit better. With it, you get this nice little open mesh pocket on the front, which I've been keeping my color checker passport in for quick access. And you do also get a good sized zippered section inside for things like batteries, memory cards, lens caps, even your phone or your wallet if you prefer not to carry those in your pockets. But this is a very useful little add-on. These cost around $40 each, so it will add to the price of the bag, but if you buy them together with the bag at the same time, they do have a bundle where you can save even more money, and I think it definitely is worth it. Being able to scale down or size up your bag depending on your needs is absolutely amazing, and that customization and modularity doesn't end there. Inside the bag, you have some pretty great foldable dividers, but they also have some other cool accessories available. I honestly don't use some of these at all, but of course, depending how you plan to use the bag and what you want to fit in there, they could be really useful. First up inside, you have this removable divider that runs the entire length of the bag, which would let you slide a laptop into the back section. And of course, it's entirely covered in Velcro-friendly fabric, as is the entire inside of the bag, meaning that you keep all the same functionality with or without it in there. It gets a little bit tight when you do have it in there, but you still can fit a mirrorless camera and some lenses if they're smaller. The most that I bring with me is usually an iPad, and that does fit in the back zippered pocket, so I usually just take this out to leave more space in the main compartment. They do also have a few different Velcro modules that you can see here, for example, which can go in here. One right here is a zipperless pocket for even more organization, but I think this is only useful if you don't already have a lot of stuff inside your bag taking up space, because this of course also takes up some space. Again, it could be useful depending on how you plan to use this and what you plan to put inside. But the others, like this, are panels with these grippy elastic straps on them, and you can use these to hold batteries, memory cards, and what I love most, a lens cap. It sounds simple, but whenever I take my camera out of my bag, I take off the lens cap and slip it right in here, so that way I always know where it is. Otherwise, I have a really bad habit of losing my lens cap or forgetting them in my pockets until I get home, and then I have like 3 lens caps in my pocket. So this is small but super useful. Now, it is also worth mentioning that the Velcro in these bags is some of the best Velcro that I've ever seen. It's really, really strong, but it's also small or fine. It's kind of hard to explain something like high quality Velcro, but trust me, it's really nice. Anyway, when you combine the comfortable and grippy strap, the amazing durable materials used throughout the entire bag on the inside and out, and the fun and modular organization and everything else we've talked about, I've really loved this bag more and more each time I take it out. It won't be replacing my Trooper M, of course, but I think that the Pilot will probably be my new go-to day-to-day bag, with the Trooper as kind of a secondary bag when I need it. The Trooper might look a little bit cooler with those really nice leather touches, but the Pilot definitely rules in terms of functionality. This, for me, is the perfect size for a shoulder bag, and I know from experience that a few years from now, this bag will still be just as good no matter how much I use it and abuse it, maybe even better. So thanks again for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. See you next time.